Mm-hmm.
The first one's obviously the book we've been talking about, the stretch book I'm writing.
Yes.
Um, I'll talk about three of my projects and this peer mentoring group.
Nobody else joined in?
Nobody else joined in. 5 people said yes. 6 people said yes, and only you are. Oh, one of the guys I mentored before, he showed up. Earlier one, the one before we got started.
Right, you told me that, yeah. But nobody's turned up since then.
Oh, I did set up another one. That was just you and I talking.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so this pre-mentoring project, I actually have big vision for it. Maybe I'll talk about that. I have a project called Project Orchid. I'm working with two musicians, one in England
Mm-hmm.
and one in Nashville.
Okay.
But it's a long-term project. The vision is to help musicians to collaborate on a global basis and to share the music. I've been working with this guy for a year. Nothing much has happened, but it's moving slowly along. And then I've been invited
Where
to
does he live?
collaborate.
What's his name?
Hmm?
What's his name?
And the two guys, Michael and George. Michael Wynn, he has a website, and George, his last name, George Gershel.
Okay.
So one is in Nashville, U.S., and the other one's in Britain. And the idea is we started off, I started doing some vision work to help Michael, just like I did with you, because he,
And the other one is where in Britain?
Nashville.
No, one's in Nashville. And the other one is where?
Britain, Michael. George is in Nashville.
I
George
see.
is in Nashville. Michael is in Britain.
I see.
It's kind of nice talking to different people, anyways,
Yeah, of course.
And then I have a mentor in one of the 12-step programs, and
Which
she's
book?
invited me to collaborate with her to write a booklet, to write a series
On what?
uh, on different themes of social skills, tools for, we're calling the whole series Choosing Serenity, Tools for Sanity, something like that.
Choosing Serenity.
Choosing Serenity, Tools for Sanity. So it looks at things like, communication skills, meditation. There's like 13 themes. We decided that there could be like 13 booklets. Let me see. Where would that be? Well, I can email them to you later.
Okay. And what's the name of your mentor?
Her name is Sue Allen.
Is what?
Sue Allen.
Okay.
Okay. And so I have a lot of projects. I think that's
Any other projects?
yeah, this woman who is a consulting company, she's starting her own consulting company on how to do correct recruitment, hiring people. and she invited me to help her, to collaborate with her, to do some online courses. But we haven't really started. She gave me her outline. I'm supposed to review it, and I haven't really given.
What's the nature of the courses?
It's on how to hire the right people and how to build a company, a corporate team. So like when you hire a person, like in corporations, they have to figure out all the things, like what kind of people they want, put together a job request, send that out to headhunters or recruiters, and then get the people in and interview them and then hire the right person. So, do reference checking and then hire the right person. And basically hiring is a very, it's done very poorly today in corporate America. Over half of the hires don't work out. Every time it doesn't work out, it costs them, 7 times the annual salary, because there's overhead, there's the cost, the disruption, opportunity costs, and things like that. So she used to be a headhunter, a recruiter, and she has this new system. She has this idea, but she's never designed systems before. So because of my background in designing systems, I can help her in design that system. So my problem, as you can see, let's see, 16:13. I'll talk about 5 more minutes, and then my problem is
as long as you want.
Huh?
Talk as long as you want.
No, but I want to give you time to.
I'm good. Don't worry about me. We can always talk about me another time.
But I'm recording this, so this is official.
Okay.
So my problem is, first of all, I have a lot of projects, and partly because I'm not making money, I don't have the discipline to force myself to focus on one thing and get it done. But I do enjoy talking to people, so it's okay. But I would like to be more organized and get more things done.
Have you gotten anything done fully?
Yes, almost. I wrote an article for my book, like an overview, and I hired my friend to help me edit it. And it's complete. I need one more meeting with her. It's going to be completely ready for publication. I can submit it to magazines. I don't know where to submit it, but the piece of work is done. I've completed a piece of work.
I see. Good. So this is for the stretch book.
Yes, it's a 4 or 5 page article that gives an overview of the stretch book. So one of the things I'm thinking is when I want to publish the book, I might try to either publish the article in other magazines, in like free online magazines, or in other places to get some publicity for the book.
And you know the names of the free online magazines?
Hmm?
You know the names of the free online magazines?
Yeah, you can publicize them. You won't give you money, but it'll give you visibility. There's a couple of them. Mind Body Green. And I don't know which one, but a friend of mine published in one of them. Mind Body Green is one.
Yes, I've heard about Mind Body. I get their emails actually.
Mindful.
And what else?
Similar. Mindful. MINDFI. I would just Google when it gets ready. I would just Google, see where they are, and just submit them.
Well, Mind Body Green is a very, very sought after magazine.
Mindful?
Mind Body.
My Body Green, though. There's a difference.
Yes.
My Body.
But Mind Body Green is very, very
I'm
well
pretty sure
done.
you can submit one of them. I have to look, but one of them you can submit free, meaning no, they don't pay you. You know, you can submit articles and you can write a bio to publicize, basically a little blurb to publicize your services, but they don't pay you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you looking at the material you've written on your blog, you have enough for an article you can try to submit to magazines, for example. You know, just tweak it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, wouldn't it help to just work on one or two projects at a time so that it gives you a sense of accomplishment?
Well, yeah, I mean some of the projects like the peer mentoring project, I worked on it. I mean, won't it be? Yes, it would be. The book project is supposed to be the one top priority, but I dropped the ball on it for a couple months because Everett, my friend, who is collaborating with me on that, he actually got a divorce. He got divorced, but in the middle of that, he wasn't. You know, we would schedule meetings and he won't show up. You know, and then he now lives in Tucson, Arizona.
He what?
He decided that he doesn't like it there, so he's got divorced. He's moved out of his house. They moved out of their apartment. They went their separate ways. Now he's spending half his time in Los Angeles and half his time in Tucson, Arizona, which means he doesn't even have internet sometimes. So, but I picked up the project again. I'm starting to work on it a little bit every day. Not today yet, almost every day. I'm writing the other sections without him. So the section that he's working on with me are the stretches, because that's what he really knows, you know. And that's what he wants to make sure it goes out with his idea of what that means. And there's somebody, it's a pigeon, pigeon, wait, let me see. We only have like 2 or 3 stretches left. The pigeon, the plow. Yeah, with 3 stretches left, that's it. And there's only 12 stretches. And the rest, I can take out, you know, I can go ahead and finish it. And then he either likes it or not like it. And then we'll go from there. So yeah, I can work on that. And that should be my #1 project. And then the peer mentoring project has been very exciting for me. I mean, I designed the whole system. Want to talk to, you know, it was my idea. I approached the micro mentor people. I set up the all the Google Docs, like the user manual. I did basically the recruiting. I invited the potential people. I created a user document. I invited the management to look at it. I created 2 Google groups, one for the peer members and one for administration. And that structure works. So now I have a little system that works in that part of my vision. So I would say that's, you know, whether this activity is a success or not, designing and developing that structure and then putting words in it, I think that was a success.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I rolled out the system. So that's a success. The Orca thing, you know, I'm not the primary driver on it. So
on what?
I'm not the driver. I'm not the person that has the vision. It's really more Michael's vision. And he wanted to ask that, he wanted to include music more globally, or just to sell it more. And so, well, why don't you make it global? Because China and India has half of the world's population, also has a sizable part of the world economy, and they're clearly growing both in demographics and in economy. So that's our vision, is how to take a collaboration of music, ideally globally, but definitely looking for opportunities to connect with India and China. But we don't know how to do that, so it's like a vision quest, My mentor, the book Choosing Serenity, we just started working on it a month ago, and that's she's busy, I'm busy, so that's more like a filler project. And then with Suzanne, yeah, I need to decide. That's one project. I support her a lot. She calls when she does. You know what? I'm gonna be right back. It's really hot in here. I have to see if I can turn on the AC. The room was up to 76.
Yeah, mine gets like that because my kids open. We still don't have air conditioning upstairs. I've got a guy coming on Wednesday to do it.
Oh, how do you sleep at night? Must be hard, right?
Well, no. Downstairs there is air conditioning. Upstairs, Bilal was doing the project.
Oh, but you sleep upstairs though, right?
No, I sleep here. I sleep on the first floor.
Oh,
but
okay.
The problem was that we weren't the upstairs. The ducts have to be cleaned before we can turn it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, anyway, so the kids keep opening the upstairs doors because they're upstairs half the time. And so everything becomes really hot down here because all the heat is going up,
Right.
All right, so let's get back to this. And then the sense I'm getting is that you want to do several projects at the same time, right?
Yeah, I do. I don't like working on just one project. My vision for myself is like, I have certain expertise. I'm very good at planning, and I'm not for myself, but for other people, I'm very good at helping people stick into the plan, right? And I have a sense of marketing process and operations, in the sense how to make things work from beginning to end. So what I really want to do is to take my area of expertise and help people who are subject experts, like you, like my friend Suzanne, but don't really have a business experience of how to make all the pieces work together, how to go from A to B to C, and just support them in that area, and to also to create a collaboration environment where not just me doing it, but everybody helping themselves. Because at the end, that's more economical. It's much cheaper that way, and it's more creative. People get, and then more community oriented. People get more sense of friendship and helping each other and being part of a group. And all those things are important. So aside from the book projects, I'm essentially working within my vision. The book project it's something came out of nowhere, but I really like doing it. So if you look at my, as we talk, I really have two major groups of projects. I have my book writing, books and stuff like that, of the themes I'm interested in, and then I have my collaboration projects. And if I look at it that way, then I think it's not too many. It's just that things will, it's like a mother. Things flow in, things flow out, and just it's more not like a singular goal type of.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Like,
it's different aspects of one's personality that one's taking care of.
oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because it's very much when people are so single-minded, they're just single. But the only thing that I think is valuable is to feel for yourself that you're achieving something, and that actually is a very nice thing to feel. Um, so with micro mentors, if the other people haven't kicked in, who is this friend of yours, Suzanne?
Suzanne is not part of the micro mentor group.
I know, but who is she?
Yeah, I just want to write down what you said. Different aspect of personality taken care of in my work portfolio. I'm going to call it that. And then the other thing is feeling a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Suzanne is someone I met, believe it or not, playing table tennis. And we just became friends. And then she said she wanted to build her own consulting company from scratch. And I offered to help her because I just came into Stanford. I didn't know anybody. And I already, before I came to Stanford, I already has this vision of helping people like that. And so her vision is she used to be a recruiter for about 25 years, and then she stopped it. Personal lives, good and bad. And then she decided to build this book of business, this consulting business, helping. She doesn't want to be a recruiter anymore. She wants to use the knowledge she has from being a recruiter to help other people do a better job at hiring.
Mm-hmm.
And so I helped her because I helped her. I interviewed her. Back then, I was part of Introduction to Public Speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing some interview, helping companies, just friends of mine and people from the class. I interview a lot of people. And my friend Jay, who's American, I think he was born in India. He lives in New Jersey. He also joined that class called Introduction to Public Speaking. And he decided to do a weekly show just for, I can't remember what it's called. What's it called? Anyway, so every week we will get together and we will have an online show on YouTube. Just like this, except he will publish it and he will invite other people to come in to talk.
Is he still around?
Jay? Yeah, he's around.
He's still doing this?
No, he's not doing that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote a book. It's called Winning Speech Moment. It's on Amazon.com. Winning Speech Moments.
What?
I think it's called, he wrote a book. It's called Winning, WINNING, Speech.
Yeah.
Moment. Bridges in the Balcony. So he finished the book, and then the past 3 months, his father just passed away. So he stopped working to take care of his father the past few months. April, May, June, July, past 4 months. His father passed away 3 weeks in July, early July. So he's just picking up the pieces. So I spent some time helping Suzanne to hone in her branding message, you know. And then she and I have been staying in touch, and she asked me to help her. So when she writes an article, I'll give her feedback. And then when she makes a speech on her website, I give her feedback.
I see.
So I mean, all that I did for free, but she wants to do the online class, and she's willing to do profit sharing with me
For what?
for the online class. Like, she will provide the content, I will help her structure it. We will put the online and charge people for it. And then we will split the profits.
This is Suzanne.
Suzanne, yeah.
I see. And you haven't designed the courses yet, right?
No, she approached me 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, and I haven't really worked on it. She's
Yeah,
good.
I mean, if you're doing courses, then it makes sense to be asking, to do profit sharing.
Yeah, yeah. But she doesn't, she has all these ideas. She really doesn't know how to organize it. But I'm very good at that. I'll take all
Yeah,
the ideas and organize
you
it.
have the experience.
I have design experience,
Yeah.
So once you design things, it
Mhm.
doesn't matter if it's a system or a course or whatever, you always.
Yeah, you can plug it in because skills are. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that.
It's a
Yeah.
process, right? And
Yeah.
when I design systems, I have to design training too for people to use the system. So there's always a training part of every system I build.
Hmm.
So I don't know if I'm going to take that on, but that's the the new writing project, the Serenity writing project, and the online course are the two new ones I took on. But both of them are like fluid. When they have time, when I have time, type of thing. They they don't have any rigid deadline.
Okay. Well, how can I help you? Because I'm kind of new at all of this.
Well, you offered to help me, so you already gave me some feedback. I mean, you're an intelligent human being. You run a household, you took care of your kids, so you have a lot of managing skills and communication skills. So just listening to me talk and then giving me suggestions and asking me questions, I think that's a big help. And then, the whole idea of this process is I'll make commitments, and then next week, and I want to save you some time for that. Next week, we'll each take some time and discuss our progress. That's the vision.
Right. With the musician course, you're saying nothing has moved right now, right?
What?
With the musicians to collaborate course, nothing has moved yet, right?
The musician thing? Every week we meet, and I designed a logo for them. Would you like to see it?
I'd love to see it.
Okay. I'm going to put together a to-do list. Yeah, so I designed a logo for them. And also I asked Michael to put together some business models. So my goals are put together some business models. We have a visions document. And now we're going to work on a missions document. And one of the things that we did that was very helpful was we invited our friends, just like now, like we're talking, we invited friends just to brainstorm with us.
Mm.
And that was actually quite helpful, not like directly, but it gave us some ideas, and also it just gave us a better sense of possibilities and what we could focus on. It got us going. So that's what we did with the musicians project. And basically, it helped me on a personal level because I started organizing the minutes, but then I also started organizing tasks and telling people they need to do things in a very nice way. I think it's a very nice way.
Yeah, of course. And you're very gentle in the way you approach people.
I think so. They think
Oh,
I'm
extremely. I wish I was that gentle.
they think I cut to the chase, so maybe I do
No,
both.
but you do it in a very beautiful way. That's,
Okay.
you're very kind that way. You don't, it's, you, I mean, I'm great. I don't like people who are like this, so I like people who are straightforward but
Yeah,
at the same time, and cut through the chase, as you said, but at the same time, you say it in a very gentle way, which is very beautiful.
thank you.
Mm.
So I cut to the chase in a gentle way. I'm going to write these things down because they help me. It's very beautiful. So I started telling people they have to do things. And
Mm-hmm.
Michael responded. Michael asked me to do the logo. And then Michael started looking at business models. And so that is helping me to.
What business models is he looking at? Where does he find them?
Those are the okay. So those are the business models. The ones that he's coming up with is directly for the music industry
I understand that.
from his experience.
So
But
you give him the websites where to look?
there's a great book. I liked it so much I bought it. And I don't buy books very much.
Yeah,
This can you see it?
yeah. Let's see.
Generating
Text it.
business model generation. It's a little technical. I'll be happy to work with you on it. But it has a lot of pictures. So in a certain sense, it's very for a technical topic, it's very user friendly. So I highly recommend this if you're looking for some business
No,
model.
no, not right now. You don't know how full my plate is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am learning, and I put a whole system together for collaboration through the PM monitoring project. And with Michael, we are just moving along. He has to make a living. He's a musician. He's a landlord. He's a music producer. He also has side jobs, so he just has to pay the rent.
Yep.
But everything is good. So do you have any advice for me? Or let's put together some things I can do next week. By next week. So one thing is I'll send you.
I would finish up the stretch book. That's
Okay.
what I would do.
Okay,
Because it's so close to finishing up.
No, it's not because I'm rewriting all the sections. But I will work on the stretch book. I will finish the article.
Then I mean, I would start sending out the article.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I don't want to send out the article until like it's 6 months before I'm publishing the book. You know what I mean? I wanted time.
Oh, I see.
But I'll finish it. I'll work on the stretch book. I'll send you the logo for.
Have you found a publisher?
No, but I was going to self-publish. You really don't need a publisher these days unless you think it's a mega seller, you know. Unless you think you're going to really like, they don't even want to talk to you. Like even Rich brother is famous writer. He's a professor and writer, and he's written like 20 books. He's published like 20 books, and he says these days it's really hard to get a publishing house to look at you, unless you can, unless you're a million book seller. So most people just do self-publish now.
How do you do that?
Oh, I can help you.
No, but how do you do that? I'm not publishing any book. I have no desire to do any of that.
Okay, so
I'm going to only put a few articles on my website. That's all I'm doing because I don't have that in me.
Okay, so the way you do it is, of course, you write it, and then you have 2 levels of editing. You have to find a content editor to make sure like there's the content coherent.
What you're writing is accurate, yeah.
Yeah, and then you hire a proof editor, and the proof editor goes through and check all the grammar. Okay, and then you hire probably a book designer, or you do your own book cover design. Pick the fonts for the pages and all that. That I can probably do myself. And then you run through something like called CreateSpace. The Amazon is part of an Amazon subsidiary. And then you can publish it as an ebook, or you can even get hard copies. They will help you print it and make a hard copy. So that's the basics overview. I don't know the details, but Sue Ellen, the woman who wants to write the second book with me, she says she knows how. She says she has experience. But it's not hard. Once we get there, we'll figure it out one way.
The only self-published books I've ever seen are people when they go on their trips. They take pictures and then they have them. Then they make that, and then they'll. I used to know a girl, and she had stacks for every summer that they'd been somewhere.
Oh wow!
And she said she self-published it, and I was like, that's a nice idea. Why not?
Sounds like she has.
I put everything in photographs and just leave it on the hard drive, but I had never seen that before.
Yeah, well, back then, early days, it's hard, but these days, it's all set up to do that. Okay, so I'm going to send you my ORCID logo. I will work on the stretch book, and I'll report back on status. I will finish the article. Okay, anything else?
So, no, I want to write this down. Julie will send me the logo.
Yes.
Finish article.
Yes.
What else?
Work on the stretch book, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what else? Do you have any ideas for the online courses that you want to work with with Suzanne?
You know what? Before I do that, I'm going to. And I don't want to do too much. This week, I'm going to read the business model. Michael sent out a whole bunch of things on business models for Project ORCID.
Okay, we'll read
business. 4 things. I'll do those 4 things.
Okay, great. That's a lot.
Yeah. Okay, that was really helpful. Thank you. So let's go through your stuff from last week.
Well, I'm slow and steady. I have that radio interview that I prepared for. I
Oh,
still
yeah.
have to actually finish it because if they need names of authors, I better have names of authors who have done that. And I was hoping I would have finished that by this weekend, but
It's for
they gave me a shingles shot, and I had a very adverse reaction to it.
yeah. Did they ask you? They must have
Well,
asked.
she said that I didn't have a lot of my vaccinations. So a month ago they gave me tetanus. This
Oh,
now on what was it, Friday or something? Yeah, Friday I got the tetanus shot. No, not the tetanus, the shingles shot, and the person said I have to have 2 dosages of it.
oh,
So and my arm is still killing me. And then it just had a very strong reaction to my body.
yeah.
And anyway, and then there's stuff going on at home, so that, I mean, any kind of stress just does me in. And then
Oh,
Jahan was there. I've been bringing him home because he's so unhappy
oh, really?
at the group home. So I've been bringing him home, and I took him to the sidewalk sale, and I didn't get to the beach because I was not well enough to go anywhere. So but I took him out here and there, and I thought I would take him for a swim even at the Y because he's a member at the Y too. I didn't do that. So it was just a very bad weekend, so I didn't really get a lot done. And before you and I had signed up, I had paid for a course,
Oh,
which you're welcome to access if you want to for with my password, because you're my friend. And the course is on what is it called? I meant to tell you that last week and I forgot to tell you that.
you're
I
very
can forward it to you. I'll forward it to you. If you want to see it, because it might help you, I'm more than happy to give you my password.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
The flyer that you sent me, that's not the latest one we have. We had it completely finished with 2 sides. You don't have the latest one. Remember, we did it like a half
Well,
a.
then if you look on Google Docs, if it's still there, then. Because I got very confused as to which one it was.
I know. I'm queen of versions. I have so many versions.
No, if we put a date on things, then I can remember them.
I date most of my things. I don't know why I didn't date that. I tell you what, the one that you sent me. Do you want me to just finish it as one page, like so you can at
What do
least
you think would be better?
ultimately? I think what's best now is just have something you can hand out to people.
I think it should be a small cover.
You want it? You mean you want it like a bifold, right?
Yeah, I think people like that more.
You want it like this?
Yeah, but much smaller, half of that size, or 1/4 of the size, or something.
You want it like this?
Don't you think that's too big still?
What
Half
do
of that?
you want it to do? You can
Huh?
have it like this.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's plenty.
Actually, why don't you just have it like 2 sides about the size? You know what I mean? One
Yeah,
side and the other side. You want that?
sure, we could do that.
Hmm?
We could do that.
That way what you can do is you can print both sides, cut it, you get 3 to a page.
No, you do. It'll be 4 sides then.
No,
1, 2, 3, 4.
sides. Just do 2 sides because you have material for 2 sides.
Okay, and then what's on the front though?
Well, one side will be your somatic, and the other side will be your insight meditation.
I see. Okay.
Just do it
Okay.
that way. I think we can do that very easily.
Okay.
Okay, and then you don't have enough material to do this. To do a bifold,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have enough material because you will have 4 sides to cover.
I see. Two sides is fine. Front and back is fine.
Yeah, I think front and back, like about a third the size. That'll give you 3 handouts per page. You know, when you go get it printed, ask them to do 3, and then they cut it for you. That way you get 3 2 page. You know what I mean?
Sort of. But front and back, right?
Figure out.
Front and back.
Yeah, you just have 3. You just have 3. I'll finish it for you, and then you see what I mean. And if you don't like it, we'll just do a
We'll
1 page,
change it.
something
Yeah,
really.
but I do, and then wait, I have to go and what I did do very briefly was I contacted the Y. You know, my projects, the way I'm looking at it, which I can email you, I don't really need to take the time right now, is I've been trying to make contacts. I'm also trying to um, I contacted the Y. I've got this radio program that I had to prepare for, and I contacted the WCA. I'm going to contact the New Canaan Y now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I thought that that would be one other place that I would look at.
Would,
And the Chamber of Commerce, I'm going to join the Chamber of Commerce as well. So I
okay.
have to basically put out money, which is what I wasn't planning to do, but it means I have to put out money.
Well, do you want me to find a list of psychiatrists and therapists for you? I was supposed to do that last week and I didn't do it.
I'd be grateful.
Okay, so I'll put that on the to-do list for Julie. Okay.
Okay. Because, I mean, there was one woman I had contacted and I'd asked her if she would consider, she said she didn't, there was a time she used to run a group of people, of therapists, and she doesn't have a group anymore. And I don't have, I'm not really, the people I deal with are also practitioners like myself, but um, they have already a private practice.
Right.
So it doesn't quite work with them. So the question then becomes, who do I then access?
Who do
Because I
you?
don't have the wider community of people.
Well,
I
I think
only know one therapist, and I asked her, and she didn't send me anybody. Um,
you have to go
and the
through.
and the doctor that I had here, he didn't do anything either.
Right.
He said, I mean, I actually even wrote to him last week asking him if I could leave a flyer. And he said it would just get lost. He knows who I am if the need ever comes up. The end.
Right.
And so the question became, who do I contact? You know, I mean, in the therapy world, how do I find the right people? And oh, by the way, I also contacted a place called, um, it's called the Mind Body Connection. And I did a lot of work to try to get in touch with them because I have a student who who had previously worked with them. And the student is the one who told me about it. So now the student is trying to get in touch with them. And I wrote up a whole profile about myself based on their questionnaire so that I could become a provider for them. They
Oh,
have one woman in New Canaan already who is their provider, and I thought that I should try to become a provider for them. And I haven't heard back because from what I hear, their staffing is like next to nothing. So I asked the student of mine if there was a way for him to reach out to see if he could get in touch with these people because it's a very small organization, but they have a whole network base for mind body therapists that they use and that people can look up and say, this is the person there.
Right. I know.
That's how I was able to look up their practitioner directory and know there was a woman in New Canaan.
Yeah.
And then this woman whose course I bought that I will send you, I don't know. I mean, she's very, very expensive. She's a real go-getter. She's not my style. But I've learned a few things from her. And as I listen to her modules slowly but surely, I write notes.
What's the topic on?
Hold on for a minute. I'll send it to you right now.
Okay.
What's her name? The question is, what's her name? Chloe. Chloe is her name. That's what her name is.
Well, I think you're doing all the right things. It's just a numbers game. You just have to contact a lot more people.
And the one more thing that I'm also trying, no, because I also need to understand how to market myself. I've really never done this. I mean, one of my students was saying to me that when somebody comes to you for somatic work, you need to tell them that you're not going to see anybody unless they sign up for 8 sessions. I can't really do that, even though that makes a whole lot of sense, because you really don't. Here it is. That people don't actually do well unless they get at least 8 sessions. Because how do you make a person move?
You know what?
Right?
You know what Everett does? My friend Everett, his body work. We gotta go in a couple minutes. His body work takes 10 sessions. Okay. He gives one.
Yeah, but even if you make them sign up, are you going to sue them for it? You can't sue people for this.
No, it's just an understanding. But here's the thing. He gives them one session as an intro before they sign in to the 3 sessions, 10 sessions. But he tells them, I mean, there's no, you can't sue them, but basically he tells them after the 1 session, they need to do at least 3 sessions before they quit, because otherwise the body's not in a stable state. And then if they stay for 3 sessions, they need to stay for 7 sessions, because in the middle, the body's not in a steady state. And then they can do 10 sessions. So I think maybe you can say, we'll do 1 session if you like it.
Well, this woman, Dr. Chloe, I just sent you the email. She said to give a 15-minute free online chit chat.
You can do 15-minute free chit chat, but my understanding, and I think that's a great idea. But
I haven't listened to all her modules, because honestly, it takes about an hour per module. I don't have that kind of time or energy some days.
Right.
So, but I have been, whatever I've been listening to, you can't download it. I just sent it to you. You can start listening. If it helps you in some ways, I'm happy to share. I've paid the money already. And the good thing is that SCP, they sent the link on the SC because none of us were able to log in. I logged in, but a lot of people weren't able to log in. So this way I can pass it on to you without them even knowing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is a 15-minute chat session is fine.
15.
Yeah, 1-5. Yeah. But
the problem also is that when people, I feel that if it comes from a referral source, it makes much more sense. There was somebody at Yale that sent me somebody, and that woman then changed her mind. I never even met the woman. But apparently people at Yale knew my name. And I haven't even contacted the guy to say, please send me anything more.
Well, you can, yeah, you should do that and say thank you too. Yeah, I think you've got some really good ideas. Let's
get offline and we'll continue.
Yeah, that's a good
But tomorrow, what time is your massage?